I was just leaving the inner district of the historical park here in Kamphaeng Phet, and I was driving past the site of the Siva Shrine, and I've been hearing a lot about this shrine, so I thought it was worthwhile to stop. And I mentioned in a different video, or maybe in this same video, that there was an interesting story to go along with this shrine, and most of the story is written out here on this plaque, so I thought I'd start here. See, Siva Shrine, Ampho Muang. This Hindu place of worship is built on a square laterite foundation raised 1.5 meters above the ground. On the raised pedestal is a graven image of Shiva in bronze. The inscription at the base of the shrine states that it was built to protect all 4- and 2-legged creatures in the town. This is where the story takes a turn. During the reign of King Rama V, a German visitor reportedly hacked off the head and hands of the graven image and shipped them to Bangkok. In 1886, King Rama V requested the pieces be returned and ordered a replica of the image made to exchange for the original pieces. Today, the replica is on display in the Berlin Museum, while the original graven image is kept in Kamphaeng Phet Museum. Another replica has been placed at the shrine site. So I find that story fascinating. I was reading in another brochure the same story, and in that brochure they said that a foreigner cut off the hands and the head, but it didn't specify, what kind of foreigner. But here it says it was a German. So. And it's interesting also because when I was at the National Museum, I saw the statue, the original bronze statue of Shiva. I took a photo of it, and I'll put the picture in right here. It was quite an impressive statue, to be honest, but I didn't really understand its significance when I saw it in the museum. But I guess that statue in the museum is the original from here, from which the head and the hands had been cut off and sent to Bangkok and then returned and reattached. That original statue is in the National Museum, and King Rama V gave the Germans a replica in exchange for the original pieces, and then they made another replica here. So this one is not the original. Is all that straight? And I guess it's interesting too that the inscription says that this shrine and Shiva is meant to protect all 2-legged and 4-legged creatures. So here are some of the 4-legged creatures, happy to be protected by Shiva. And I also read that this replica is smaller than the original. And I find that a little bit odd. And it's definitely smaller. This is much smaller than the one I saw in the museum. But it seems like the replica would be relatively easy and cheaper to make. And if so, why not make it to the exact same dimensions as the original? Why make it smaller? I find that kind of interesting. But yeah, people have left some 4-legged creatures here. And there's a Shiva up there. And some more 4-legged creatures over here. A lot of mice in particular. Mice or rats, I guess they're rats. And interestingly enough, there are snakes here. One on this corner, and another over here on this corner. And yet snakes technically don't have any legs at all. So I'm not quite sure how they fit into the scheme of things. And there's quite an interesting collection down there. Yeah, but here we are. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped here. It's quite an interesting story. And maybe go on the other side. Maybe the light would be better. To get a look at the replica of Shiva. And I end up with so many questions also. If you wanted to take the statue with you, why take just the head and the hands? I mean, what were the circumstances at that time where it made sense to this German to take the head and the hands? You know, why not take the whole thing? Maybe it was just, he was smuggling it in small bags. Why take it to Bangkok? I assume he eventually meant to bring it to Germany and maybe sell it to a museum there. But anyway, very interesting story. Just one last thought before I leave the shrine of Shiva. I was just thinking that the variety of animals that were left here is probably because of the system of Buddhist animal symbols for varying dates of birth. So someone would have the snake as their birth animal, because down here there are, you know, a variety of different animals: elephant and rat, snake, rooster, horse. I don't see all of the animals represented, and I don't think zebras are part of the Buddhist system. But when they say two-legged and four-legged, they probably took that to mean all animals, and that would include all, people just started including their birth animals, whether they had legs or not. So that's why we get snakes here.